again today. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the cape here. Here we go. Here she is.
Marty. It's like something out of Blade.
We've got a couple of our top pilots here, Colton and Nathan. We're going to fly it here in a few minutes, put it through its paces. Of course, you're all read up on it, familiar with all the features, the 4K camera. This is the difference maker here, is the optical flow control. So if you fly behind a line of trees or buildings or through a tunnel and you lose your GPS and there's some breeze, well, this is constantly looking down at the ground, and there's always some kind of a texture in case, unless you're over a snowfield in the Arctic or something. There's always something it's looking at, and that acts as a backup to the GPS. So if you ever lose a GPS, you've got this downward facing sensor, which is kind of old as new again, because that's how the original smart bombs and everything worked before GPS came around. GPS is great, but it's a very weak signal, and it's easily lost, and that's the cause of most of these so-called flyaways, is a loss of GPS, and then you get in the breeze. Most people haven't trained to fly in a breeze with no GPS. I suggest you all do that at some point with your Phantoms. Just turn everything off at about 10-mile-an-hour breeze and learn to manually fly. That's the trouble with a lot of these airline disasters we're seeing these days, is they're so dependent on the computer stuff that they fly into trouble blindly. So, but this is going to alleviate a lot of that with this optical sensor on the bottom. Of course, the thing is fantastic. It's a transformer-like deal. When it takes off, you get to see all that.
Thing on bird of prey.
So let these guys take over.
Alright guys, so this is the Inspire one, of course. So we're pretty much going to go through what we normally do to set it all up if we were getting it just about after we got it out of the box. So we'll go ahead and move it down to a bigger landing pad so that we can make sure we're doing all the steps correctly. So first order of operation, of course, is to power up our remote. It's just like the Phantom batteries, you know, on the smaller guys, any of the bigger ones too. We're just going to tap and then tap and hold, and then I'll get my gimbal pilot Nathan here to power up his, because it's in a master-slave condition mode. So he's got control of the camera, I've got control of the aircraft, and basically it'll ask you for permission from a USB device. This may be different on iPhone, we don't know quite yet because we haven't tried it on there. The aircraft is just another press and then press and hold. Going to initialize. The camera's going to do a quick test to make sure everything's functioning correctly.
It talks to you.
It talks to you. It's really cool. All right, so we've got video on here. It's probably hard to see right now. We'll try and get Nathan to walk around, or maybe if we can get it hooked into the TV, we can see. Yeah. Hook into there and show you guys what's happening real time. But so the app itself, it's telling us we're safe to fly. We've got GPS. Just like Robert probably demonstrated on these, we don't want to fly until we've calibrated the compass. Of course, that's a key procedure to making sure that the aircraft is going to fly safely, that we're not going to have any kind of issues with magnetic, no interference of any sort. Compass calibration is done through the app this time, so it's not a manual switch on the controller. We have to take care of that with a phone or a tablet of some sort, so we can't really just go out and fly it without a phone anymore. So I just hit calibrate on the compass. It's going to ask me to make sure there's no magnetic materials anywhere near it. I know we're good on that, so I'll hit OK. And it's now got the yellow LED indicator saying that it's ready for compass calibration. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's just the standard turn, and it'll turn green on the back, and then we'll pivot it down with the nose and do the same rotation again. And we're good. Interestingly, on here, one LED flash means you're in GPS mode. Two flashes mean you're no GPS, but you have the vision positioning system activated, which is that optical flow sensor on the bottom, which is so cool. And so yep, we'll go ahead, we'll take it up in the air, and I'll show you guys what it's all about. Props disengaged in the normal fashion right there. And of course we want to check the motors, make sure nothing sounds abnormal, so I'll put them to the 4 corners. Sounds like we're good, so we'll get up to the Bunch of stuff when we bring in here, is that switch. And there you go.
I can hear what you said. It's so loud. No.
It's a remarkably quiet aircraft. Very maneuverable, fast turns just like a Phantom, but with a little bit more speed to it as well.
What's the optimal amount of satellites that needs to stay?
Optimal for this will still be 6, just like a Phantom, but thankfully it can acquire a lot more for even stronger GPS holds. As you can see too by those bushes, the prop lock is pretty strong on this as well. Quite a bit of an increase over the Phantom too.
And it's just a pretty cool unit to fly. I'm really pleased with how it turned out.
Autonomous is not actually active in this version of the aircraft. That should wait in a later update, but
You know when that's expected?
hopefully within the next month or so.
Okay.
Probably a signal. Well, I know it's going from 25% the first time we actually hooked up. That's okay on that. We're gonna
Yep. Correct. Yep.
We're doing video games. So I'm going to be